think we can, when we look at our favorite products, we often remember and associate the packaging with them, whether it's a Nike shoe box, a white Apple box, uh, a certain bag that comes from a store. Uh, these containers become part of the brand's identity. And we want to understand the function of the packaging. Why is it important? Why does Ferrero Rocher package the candies like this instead of in a brown, paper bag? Well, because they want their candy to be seen as luxurious and a treat, hence the gold. It needs to be preserved so that it doesn't go stale, so each one is individually wrapped. Uh, in order to ship them, you can't just have a handful of Ferrero Rocher. That would not be very elegant. So instead, it's must be contained together, and then using plastic allows you to see inside, so you see that foil and brown paper, and you know what you're going to be eating. So as this lesson goes on, and maybe afterwards, you could think, what products do you believe have the best packaging? And look around your place, maybe think about what makes this one stand out compared to a different company that you don't patronize, or what makes this one stand out compared to something very, very plain. So there's one element to packaging is protection. Uh, Things can go bad. They could break. They could be banged up. Dairy products like yogurt, they need to be sealed or they will spoil. Other items that are fragile must be in bubble wrap or little styrofoam peanuts to be safe. So the first step is getting the product safely to the consumer. Containment, keeping the product together. For example, when I purchased a cordless mouse lately, it came with a little bag for the mouse to go into. It came with a AAA battery. It came with the USB plug for my laptop. So all those items had to be kept together. Your Amazon orders will come in the ubiquitous happy box, packaged that way at the fulfillment center. And then you also have to think of items like flour. We can't have a handful of flour. It needs to be contained in a quantity that can be sold. Consolidation, keeping multiple units of the same product together. If you were to go to a store that's selling Gatorade bars, they've put them out on the rack next to the cash register for impulse purchases, but they didn't arrive that way. They came together in a box of 12 so that they could safely arrive at the grocery store. Or if that's your favorite snack bar, you would buy them 12 at a time for cost savings, and then it's also much more convenient to take one box of 12 home instead of 9 that were not, or loose leaf. Halloween candy, that little candy, right? You can't. It's not practical to expect someone to have a bag full of small candies, so they all come in a box that keeps 50, or in this case 365 pieces of candy together. In certain cases, it's a legal requirement to put warnings or ingredients on the package. Because in Canada, you'll see the nutritional information on food. You'll see that chemicals have special warning labels. It's called WHMIS. It's a system so that people do not expose themselves to a dangerous product. There might be some instructions that are pertinent, a warning. You see, there's a lot of Lysol wipes around the school, and many of them have caution. This is not a baby wipe, and a little icon of a red X over a baby because it's too harsh. It's not for people. It's for disinfecting surfaces. Whether there's a grade of the product like whole wheat bread versus regular bread, sometimes what the price is, and the stock keeping unit or the barcode, so that they can quickly be scanned, and a checkout does not take hours as the clerk looks up every individual item. It can also add to the utility of use, uh, having the laundry detergent with a handle so that you can easily pour it. If it did not have a handle, it would be very cumbersome. You might even see some bigger containers of detergent have a little spout on the side. A pizza box, it allows the delivery person to give it to you without burning their hand. You can eat half the pizza and then the rest later. Otherwise, it would not be practical to have pizza. So there might be some element of the package that is adapted to that specific product. You can also use it for a special promotion. Here we have the Camp Day and a cross promotion with Halo and Cool Ranch Doritos. So you can have special limited edition packaging. The brand identification, you'll see McDonald's fries come in the red and yellow McDonald's colors. Sometimes when a product is launched, new flavor, it could draw attention to it, or you might have special packaging created to increase sales, maybe to be more visible, maybe to have a special coupon or 2-for-1, some promotion to increase sales. So, how do companies think about packaging? Well, Starbucks, selling their instant via coffee, wanted to let people know that it was still associated with Starbucks, but they wanted people to know that it was new instant coffee that was much better than the previous instant coffees on the market. They didn't want people to think that it was granulated. They wanted it to look a little bit futuristic, hence the slim silver containers. But then they also wanted people to know that it belonged to Starbucks, hence the deep browns, the logo, and sort of when you open it, it looks a little bit like the inside of a Starbucks. So you could think of, how does the iPhone X packaging demonstrate these functions? Well, it has the brand identification, the little apple, the iPhone, the picture of the phone. It creates that brand identification of the white package, keeps everything together, get your charging cable as well. It protects it. The phone is not that big. That's because there's some plastic to stop the phone from moving around and keep it safe. It's easier to stack these and send them to a store. You can't stack 10 phones on top of each other. The stack would fall over, but you could stack, 5 boxes next to 5 boxes, and that's something that a person can carry. So that packaging is important. And Steve Jobs believed very much that the product had to be beautiful, but also the packaging. And one of the longest tenured Apple employees was Jony Ive, who was the big proponent of the simple design. So an effective package is going to be like, it has a concept to it. You understand what's inside because of the concept. So Coke goes with the red and white, and people know for a century that that's Coke. It has to be durable. The packaging can't break down before the product's sold. The bottom can't come out of the box. Something recognizable so that people instantly see it and grab it. So all of the soft drinks have their own recognizable packaging, so you can see them in the refrigerator at Shoppers Drug Mart and grab the one that you want, something that's easy to handle. If the Tide that we saw earlier came in a big cube, that would not be easy to handle. Such a heavy container with a built-in handle is a lot easier, and it has to be appealing so that customers would want to uh, purchase it. So this links back to the design of a product. Products have functions. What is it that they do? But they also have a design, how they look. Um, think of AirPods. People will buy them because of how they look, because they're small, they don't have the cable to them, but then you also can see the white earpod. You know it's an Apple product. Their sound quality uh, might not be as good as a big set of professional headphones, but the small design is useful to some consumers. And we have products that have distinctive looks. So Jones Soda allows the customers to submit their own photos, and those are placed on the label. So the um, photos on the Jones Soda packaging change regularly. It has to have the brand identification, whether that's the word mark, the writing, whether that's the special colors. So Red Bull is going to have the red, but also the sort of blue and silver behind it. It's going to have the logo of the two bulls charging. Sometimes there'll be a slogan on it. So you need all those little things that belong to a brand. Uh, Brisk iced tea, for example, has the word brisk written in sort of jagged lettering that go with their brand imaging. Sometimes a drink uses ice or icebergs to show how cold and refreshing it is. So, to go back to the product life cycle, the packaging is often the first impression when a new product is launched. So when Coke Zero was first launched, many people, the first time they ran into that product, saw it at the grocery store. So it needed to have the Coke font, it needed to have the Coke color scheme, but it had to be something different, and it had to quickly, in the blink of an eye, communicate the unique selling proposition of Coke. And then, if you remember the decision point stage, a repackaging is often part of the relaunch. So it can go badly sometimes. Tropicana Orange Juice had a terrible relaunch in 2009, and they wanted to be more modern. However, for customers, they didn't really want modern orange juice. So we have the old package on the left with the fresh orange with the straw in it, signaling that you're drinking right out of the orange. That's a good, powerful image. The green font was a little cartoonish, but again, it went with the fresh color scheme of an orange with leaves on a white background and the straw. The customers liked it. They loved it, in fact. And then on the right, you see the new, more modern, more sophisticated. It's streamlined. But why does orange juice need to be futuristic? People want it to be delicious. They don't drink orange juice to be trendy. And then they tried to put a little orange as part of the knob, but people just wanted the big orange right in the middle of the packaging. They would rather have a regular knob and their recognizable orange juice. And then also, if you see that there's different kinds of orange juice. There's pulp, there's no pulp. The Tropicana original style had very clear colors for each classification, but the new one didn't, and people were grabbing the wrong kind of orange juice. They were getting pulp when they wanted no pulp. They were getting some pulp when they wanted lots of pulp, and there was an element of communication that was lost. So now, as your task is to pick a pop can or a soda of your own choosing, or a drink, or an iced tea, or any kind of beverage. If you're not feeling the pop can, get a juice bottle, get a carton, and make your own drink. Remember that you need to have some brand identification. It should be clear what kind of drink it is. Again, we have another soft drink here. It's clear that it's Coke, and then it's clear because of the special cherry color that it's going to be cherry flavored Coke. On the reverse, you would have the barcode, you'd have the uh, ingredients. You know, it does a very good job of quickly communicating that this is cherry Coke. So make your own drink and include all 5 items of effective packaging. As a reminder, those 5 items are the following. It's clear what your concept is. If it's a healthy organic drink, that should be in your packaging. It should be durable. We couldn't have a bubble wrap juice container. It's got to be a standard drink. It should be something recognizable that it jumps out that it's your drink. It should be something that's easy to handle. So that's why we're picking a standard juice or pop can or carton that's already been created. And it should be something that is appealing and would make people want to buy it. Good luck with your designs.